So today's video is about all or nothing. That's what I'm calling it, all or nothing. And so someone that I know, fairly close to me, told me this about myself. And when she said it, in my mind, I was kind of like, no, I'm not like that. But the more I thought about it, I'm like, no, I'm exactly like that. I'm exactly like that. I operate, and I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just having a conversation about it. Why did that notification say that my iPad is no longer with me, but it's right here? Anyway, yeah, she said that's how I operate. I mean, it's either all or nothing. And I was just like, really? Really? But the more I thought about it, again, that's exactly how I operate. Like, when I'm all in, I'm all in. Like, I'm just, my whole being is in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, my whole being is just embracing this thing. And I'm all in. And then when I'm not, I'm not. I'm all out. And I don't want to use the word danger, although that's the only word coming to mind right now. I'll just use it because I can't find another word right now. But the problem with that is that I have no gray. I have no gray. It's either all or nothing. We're either all in or we all out. And sometimes I feel like I miss opportunity, or I miss something because I don't have that gray, that medium. It's either, hot or cold. So I just want to talk about that today, and what that means for what that means for me, what that means for you, what that has meant for me in my life, what that has meant for you in your life. Like, how does that show up? Now, let me give an example, because some of you might be thinking, what are you talking about? Like, let's say, for example, my I don't like to call it a diet, but let's just call it a diet. I'm either eating green smoothies every day, and like, oh no, I don't eat meat. Like, I'm just completely not eating any meat at all. Like, green smoothies and salads, and just, oh no, or I'm at a buffet just getting whatever, the buffet special, and just having a little bit of everything. I don't have that medium, that middle, that gray area. You know how people say, just you could have whatever in moderation. I have no moderation. I have no moderation gauge. It's just either hot or cold. And I can't say I've always been like this. I mean, I don't remember as a kid being like this. I don't even remember this in my early adult years. I don't remember being like this. I just know that this is how I am now. And I have been like this as in my adult life. I've been like this more so than not. It's just all or nothing. It's either like one extreme or the other. So that, so I give that example. The other example I can give you with, and that goes for exercise too. Exercise, I'm either walking every day, getting, 10,000 steps in a day, or nothing. Just walking from my car to my job to the car, and from, the car to the job, and then the job to the car. And that's it. That's where I'm getting my steps in. Or like I said, I'm doing 10,000 steps a day. No middle ground. You trying to get over here? So yeah. So that's how I am with exercise. Okay, with my budget, I'm just looking at my notes. With my budget and finances. So, back when I was in a lot of financial hardship, it was rough. And what made it even rougher is that I was not budgeting. I had no budget. I was just, whatever. And then once I created a budget for myself, I was like sticking to it, like nobody's business. In that situation, it was good because I needed some discipline in my life. But when I put that discipline in, it's like I'm so hard on myself, and I'm hard on myself. I'm just like, no, like it's gotta be this way, or it's gotta be, like I said, it's gotta be all or nothing. And if I have one, let's say if I slip up, if I have a slip up, in my mind, it's like, oh, I might as well go to a buffet. If let's say with my diet, if all week I've been good, I've been drinking my water, eating my smoothie, having my smoothies, drinking, eating my salads, if I'm doing all of that, and then I have one little slip up and I end up at somebody's, having some chicken wings or something, then I'm like, oh, forget it. It's all over. Might as well go to a buffet. Might as well go to a buffet. And so that's where it's not good. It's not good. And I'm trying to figure out how to tweak that and make it so that I'm not so extreme, what other examples did I put down? My budget. Oh, I think I mentioned on a couple videos, I was in direct sales before I started doing Uber. And so in direct sales, you're in sales. And so it would just be like I would go hard, and like I said, my whole being would be in something, or I'd be like, no, not this month. This behavior, if that's what you want to call it, I'm not sure what it is, this trait of mine is not serving me. It's clearly not serving me. And it wasn't until this person, my friend, she's my friend, pointed this out to me. And like I said, when she first said it, I was like, nah, that ain't me. And then the more I thought about it, I was like, wow, that's exactly me. I think for me, I don't, when I'm in that middle, that gray area, I'm not excited. It doesn't excite me. So I need some excitement in my life in order to give it my all. I need that adrenaline rush. So that's part of why I just like the rush. I like the excitement of, giving it your all. Like, I'm telling you, I embody that thing that I'm going after, and yeah, I do. I embody it. I go hard. But I honestly, I can't say in the last 5 years or so, I can't even give you an example of when I've done that, because there hasn't, honestly, I'm just being perfectly honest right now, there hasn't been anything in my life that excited me that much. I mean, I did get excited for when I and I did a whole video recently about this, when I joined Uber and I saw the financial possibilities, and that excited me, and I went hard, as hard as I could go, working it part-time, and I saw the results from that. So that was exciting. That was very exciting. But outside of that, I can't even tell you an area in my life where I feel like I just gave it my all. And that's where I've been living for the past 5 years or so. It's just in this I don't know if it's mediocre level. Is that what the Bible talks about? The lukewarm? Just not having that passion. That passion is I'm telling you, even if I didn't make the goal, because in a lot of cases I didn't make the goal, but you couldn't tell me I didn't give it my all. Like, just planning out my goals and goal setting, and whenever I goal set, I gotta have a theme. I gotta have a song, a theme song, and I gotta visualize, and if it's something that I wanna, if it's a tangible thing, I have to go. Like, if it's a car or something like that, I have to go to the dealership, test drive the car. I have to, I just have to embody the thing. Until I'm so, I'll give you an example. Okay, I lied. The last time I did this was when I went to Vegas. Okay. Now, I had never been to Vegas in my life. Just only heard about it. And honestly, in the back of my mind, I was thinking of Vegas like the Elvis Presley Vegas. That's what I thought about Vegas. I didn't know anything about Vegas, But I said, I want to go to Vegas. I want to see what it's like. So I had it on my bucket list. Okay. I mean, I'm here in New Jersey, so Vegas is on the other side of the country, But I had it on my bucket list, and I put it on my bucket list, I guess, when somewhere around the beginning of the pandemic. I wasn't flying nowhere. So I took it off, but I had it on there, within myself, and I started watching videos of Vegas, and I was like, wow, this is not the Vegas that I thought. I honestly was thinking that Vegas was all again, Elvis Presley, you know, and like old and you know, chapels where people got married, and you know, I just thought that was the Vegas that I was thinking of. Well, honey, when I finally went to Vegas and realized it was totally not like that was the 1970 version of Vegas, or whatever, 1970s, 1980s. But I started watching a million videos of Vegas, and I just embodied it. Like, I had to go to Vegas because it was just, I knew more about Vegas than people that probably lived there. Like, I just knew everything. I knew the Strip. I knew this hotel, that hotel, what's next to it, what, you know, what part of the Strip. I knew everything about Vegas. And what happened is my girlfriend, her birthday was coming up, and me and my other girlfriend wanted to treat the one whose birthday it was. We wanted to treat her somewhere nice. She deserves somewhere nice. So first, we were going to go to Atlantic City. That's another place I love to go. We were going to go to Atlantic City, and then I suggested to the other friend, I said, what about Vegas? And honestly, Vegas was on my bucket list, but you know, it was her birthday. And my other girlfriend was like, let's do it. And we made it happen. And it was so crazy that I had visualized for so long the whole experience of going to Vegas, down to my outfit that I was wearing, which I happen to have on today. It was weird. I have on the same, I don't have on the pants, but I have on the outfit. This is crazy. It's nothing fancy, but it's a sweater. Anyway. But yeah, so I knew, because every time I travel, I know this story is like way drawn out, but every time I traveled, even though I used to live like 5 minutes from the airport, but getting to the airport was such a challenge with me. It was such a challenge. Like I still to this day, even though I do Uber Eats, I've never myself, just me, taken an Uber. You might find that kind of odd, but I've never taken an Uber, like just taking an Uber. I've never done that. So I always had challenges going to the airport. Like, I would call a cab, and they would be like way late, and it would just be a nightmare getting to the airport. And again, the airport is 5 minutes away. So I knew I wanted to have car service. I just knew we was riding in style to the airport. I didn't care how much it cost. We was gonna have, and not only were they gonna come pick me up, but they had to pick up my girlfriend, obviously, because it was her birthday. So I ordered car service, and now I didn't know what kind of car they were gonna have when they came and picked us up. Honestly, I thought it was gonna be an older car, but I just knew I wanted a reputable company that I didn't want to like call a Uber that day. Like, I don't know, I just, again, I do Uber Eats, but in my mind, calling an Uber that day, I thought that was too risky, because what if the driver cancels and I'm late for my flight and everything. So but anyway, in my mind, I had envisioned it for so long. I had envisioned the guy coming to the house, picking me up. I knew what outfit I was wearing. And so the day, you know, we were leaving for Vegas, because I had envisioned that for so long, it was like I wanted to, when he came and I knew he was there, my mother actually was sitting in her reclining chair and she saw him outside. So she was like, that's your ride. And I was like, okay. And I kind of stalled a little bit because I just wanted to kind of savor the moment. Oh, Lord. I just wanted to savor the moment. And so but I had visualized that moment for so long that the guy is picking me up to take me to the airport for my trip to Vegas. And when I came out, it was such a surreal moment because it was just how I envisioned it. I came out with my outfit on and he was there, and he came and he pulled up in a Tesla. And I was like, oh, okay, that's what I'm talking about. So anyway, said all of that to say that, you know, I am such a all or nothing person, and I don't, in cases like that, it did serve me because I had embodied that thing and I was going to Vegas regardless. But in other times, I don't know that it served me. Anyway, what are your thoughts? Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you ever experienced this all or nothing feeling? And if so, how do you deal with it? What do you do? What do you do to excite yourself? Because that's really what it's about for me. I'm just not excited about anything right now. So just share your thoughts with me in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and have a great one. God bless.